So this is a video about how to harvest cattails for food. So specifically cattail shoots for eating. As you can see, I'm in a wetland area where cattails grow on the side of a pond. So there's a couple of important things to know about cattails before harvesting them for food to eat. So one thing that's important to know is that one of the functions of cattail, besides offering habitat for various birds, you'll often see like red-winged blackbirds living in cattail stands. So besides that, one of their functions is filtering water. So you have to really take that into consideration when thinking about where you're going to harvest your cattail for eating, because the toxins that they filter from the water will still be in the roots, and the shoots are basically like part of the root, very close to the roots. So you don't ever want to harvest cattails on the side of the road in a ditch or at a dump site or anywhere where you would think that there could possibly be quite a load of toxins there that would be residing in these shoots that you want to eat. So that's one thing to know. And then the other thing to know is that cattails, you need to know how to identify cattails, because there's a couple plants that grow nearby that are really close lookalikes that are not what you want to be eating. One of those is water iris, which is the yellow iris that we often see, and it's actually poisonous. So one of the ways to identify that, I have it here in my hand, is that it has a very flat stem, and the leaves of the iris fold out very geometrically from the stem. So it's very flat, like this. It also has this like little pink shoot, which is not very common for cattails, but if it didn't, the other identifying factor, especially if it's not flowering, is that it has these very flat leaves that fold out very geometrically from the stem. Whereas cattails, so we'll come over here and pull one, cattails, so this is the shoot actually, that's what you're going to be eating, that white part, but cattails have a very round stem, and the leaves, which all come out sort of from the same point, wrap around the stem very circularly. So they have a very different, they're pretty distinct in that way, and that the roundness versus the flat geometric leaf structure. So that's that. And so I just also showed you how to harvest the cattails. So what you want specifically is this little white part, and that's the edible part, and you cut it up, saute it. I don't know, you can do all sorts of things. You can look up different recipes. It's really tasty. Yeah, and it's just really cool and fun. Oh, another part of identifying it is often you'll see these old cattail, last year's cattail stems, and sometimes they will have the seed on the top, like last year's old seed heads, which this is it now, you know, after a year's beating, but will look basically like a corn dog on a stick when in season. But these will stick around until this time of year when you want to be harvesting the cattail shoots. And so that's an easy way to identify it, because obviously this looks very different from a yellow iris. Yeah, so that's how you harvest cattails, and happy eating, everyone.